John Dramani Mahama has borrowed a policy from Nana Kwame Bediako'S Cheddar. It is a very beautiful thing, but I want us to have a discussion about the hypocritical attitude of Ghanaians. How come all of a sudden a policy where Ghanaians were saying it is highly impossible, it is now possible, and Ghanaians are singing praises? Please make sure to subscribe to the channel for us and also like the video, as it is going to go a long way to help us. My name still remains Nanayao Dynamic.
He's about to go now.
Now, prior to the 2024 election, Nana Kwame Bediako, aka Cheddar, SKA Freedom Jacob Caesar, gave a certain pillars. And on that pillars, the second pillar happened to be water transportation and railway connectivity, where he explained a whole lot. People made fun. And when Cheddar got into this interview with Belamundi, Cheddar made emphasis on the fact that if this country can progress, Cheddar said if Ghana can go forward, then we need to embrace industrialization. And we can't industrialize our sector by solely relying on our road networks. We need to, at some point in time, embrace water transport.
Okay.
My vision is not to come and sort of push or encourage people who are traveling out of this country to go and buy things and bring it back to sell. You know, my vision is to bring industrialization into this country, and then after, let it become a template that African countries can also replicate, just to stabilize our economy. Now, if you're talking about industrialization, you're going to see that one of the main things that is needed is logistics. And logistically, our country has only roads to deal with. When you go to anywhere in the world, Asia, Europe, everywhere, they have railways and they have the water bodies. It's called water transportation. You know, you have the ferries, you have the canals, and then besides the canals and the ferries are new cities that are coming up in areas where people are living. So for me, I looked at Ashanti region when I was there, since I do my research in almost every region. And I realized that, you know, maybe 30% of the furniture in this world has probably come from Ashanti timber. You know, how did they even get it out of that place? They must have been driving a lot of timber logs, tracks, and going up and down. And then you're talking of gold. We were at some point the second biggest gold producers, and I think the most gold comes from that sector. You're talking of farming. There's so much. And
well, it looks as if Ghanaians didn't really understand. And Ghanaians didn't really give him the opportunity to explain the whole thing, because Cheddar presented the full scale of his dream. How he's seeing it in the next 10 years is how he presented it. And so everybody deemed it completely impossible. Fast forward, in 2025, John Dramani Mahama, the president of the Republic of Ghana, is saying that we are underutilizing the voter lake. In fact, lake voter as it is there, aside the fact that it is giving us fishes, aside the fact that it is giving us electricity, can't courtesy of the Volta River Authority, it is not doing anything for us again. Hence, it is about time that we start utilizing Akosombo Dam. And it is, in fact, going to be the super highway as far as carriage of, logistics and carriage of people are concerned.
One of its boldest proposals is the development of the Volta Lake Economic Corridor. This corridor, centered on the Volta Lake and the Volta Basin, will become a national production zone and logistics span. The plan envisions cultivating over 2 million hectares of arable lakeside land, revitalizing the fisheries sector on the lake, and creating a chain of industrial parks that produce goods for domestic and regional markets. To support this corridor, the lake will be activated as a transport highway, moving food, people, and goods more efficiently than our congested roads allow us to do currently. New floating assets, lake ports, and long-term investment partnerships will be developed in coordination with the Volta River Authority and the private sector. We must move beyond just hydropower and unlock the broader economic potential of this.
Now, this got me thinking, like, how? How can we as people at one point in time be saying that this particular thing is highly impossible? And now we are saying it is going to be possible. Well, aside the fact that he made mention of using the arable lands that are, on the shores of the whole river, no, or on the whole lake, no, we are going to use it for agricultural purposes and all those things, Look, I am just narrowing the scope to transportation. So is it because it was Cheddar that said he was going to do that? Or it is because Cheddar presented the full scale of the dream? Now, some people are saying it is not the same thing. Well, let's bust your bubble. This has been the same tangent that we've been going as far as NDC is concerned. In 2015, if you could remember, NDC started an agenda which was progressively free education. Now, at this point, NDC wanted everybody, they wanted to implement free SHS, that is free education, but they wanted to do it progressively. So in this case, in a foreseeable future, they are going to make it free. But for the time being, they are making it one after the other.
Yeah, difference are not a war yane MPP in them, and they say yeah, can say progressively free. And you shall say 2015. Day students in free SHS Omuntia, and in the next year 2016 you have boarding students 140,000 say you bema omubeseries HS Omuntia train, and you're starting from the poorest districts. I just say increasing the numbers, but 2016 year to Abano we lost into MPP Beji. And almost they're going to start it immediately for everybody. And almost shall say free for everybody.
And so it is the same thing. Now, at this point, what I see, in as much as it is beautiful, I feel like it is about time Ghanaians also wake up. Because it looks as if our condition is affecting how we dream. And our condition is always making it impossible for us to live above, how we see and project our future. I see the same thing as Mahama trying to implement, water transportation. Because it looks like he knows that water transportation is one thing that can help us as a nation. Because in this country, we are not making good use of our water bodies. And that is why I'm saying that it is beautiful to finally see a president implementing some of the policies that were, proposed by a fellow opposition candidate. I don't know what anybody thinks, but at this point, I think Ghanaians are hypocrites. When Cheddar said it, it was a problem. And at some point in time, people were saying that it was sentence. And Cheddar is not saying things that he can do. But all of a sudden, Mahama said it, and now it is possible. It is a reality that can be manifested. Look, let's be realistic. Okay, let's be sincere to ourselves. Let's take it that this water transportation thing that he's talking about, along the Volta River, no? Let's say the super highway thing he's talking about, let's say it is implemented. I am a Ghanaian. I am going to be super happy that at this point in time, we are seeing the essence of utilizing our resources. And so, yeah, I am going to be happy. But let's say it is very, it is very effective. Let's ask ourselves, are we not going to dredge? Are we not going to connect the water bodies in such a way that the Volta Lake can be connected to the Pra River? So that if even we are using a ferry can ply on that route from Volta and get to, let's say, Chufupra. So, are we not going to explore that? And so you see, what I'm trying to say is that Cheddar implemented, or Cheddar brought the whole scale of the dream. That is after this years, let's say after 10 years, this is how it is supposed to be. But Mahama decided to say, no, if I should bring this, it will scare the people. These people, their thinking ability, their thinking capability is not up to that level. So let me lower the thinking. Let me lower the whole thing. Let me just start from the whole, voter leak. Now, if the voter leak is active, then tomorrow I tell them, say, okay, I want to connect the voter leak to, let's say, the Pra River. So if I do that, then it'd be like I am doing it progressively. But think about it. It is the same vision. It is the same dream. So, did we insult or did we resist or did we speak against Nana Kwame Bediako'S vision because we lacked the foresight or because he wasn't belonging to our political party or because he wasn't part of the main duo, the dual political party that we are having in this country? Let me know what you think in the comment section. As far as I'm concerned, I feel like at this moment, we are our own enemies and we, in fact, our thinking capability and how we have been wired is going against us knowing what we want and, in fact, knowing what we rightfully desire. Let me know what you think in the comment section. This is dynamictvplus and this is What's Up Today. Please do well to subscribe to the channel for us and also, like the video as it is going to go a long way to help us. My name's to remain Lana Dynamic. See you in the next one. I'm out.
Family 3940. Guess what? You are watching Dynamic TV Plus. Keep on watching, subscribe, share, then leave your comments. One time, good luck.